The playoffs are back at Lambeau, and the temps, well, they're where you would expect them in the frigid range. Just how the Cheeseheads like it here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the San Francisco 49ers and the Green Bay Packers. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway.
From a yard or two deep, here comes the return.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, 49ers. And all the pressure that goes on in these playoffs, but the first score here in the divisional round always very key.
Partner, this team handled it like it was a regular season game, that they were confident in what they were doing, came right out and established themselves early.
And Jonathan Garibay out for the PAT.
And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Again, it's Jones. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Rodgers going to throw. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Well, that's good for a 1st down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Here's Jones again on 2nd down.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4 down territory even if they don't get it, though. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Got a man. It's Tunyon. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 35. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. They go back to the ground with Jones. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Rodgers. This is caught. Touchdown. Aaron Jones from 10 yards out. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. They find some open field here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. The first-round pick, Jair Alexander, making the tackle.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. A handoff left, McCaffrey. And some room to work. 13 yards there and a Niner first. 2 carries for him now on the opening drive, both for good yardage.
And based on film study, they thought that there was a chance to spring him more than once for some pretty good yardage in this game.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. And now they'll throw with Lance. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. following the sack. They'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. A give running left, it's McCaffrey. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
7-7, our score after 1. First and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Here's Lance to throw it. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they're getting blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people, because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers, because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 25 yards that time.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
26.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones.
And this will be a Packers 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Here's Rodgers to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And this offense on third down today, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. Here it's 3rd and 3. Shotgun now for Rodgers.
This one swung out here to Jones. And he's going to have a Packers first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, 88.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
From the 29, Rodgers.
Got Dobbs over the middle. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Inside.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Black.
They'll go again to Jones. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
56 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now Jones. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
A big one coming in this divisional round playoff, 3rd and goal.
Throwing is Rodgers. Step, and the pressure gets to him again.
Javon Kinlaw
providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal, now brings up a decision on 4th down.
The kick by Crosby is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3, and take some momentum into the locker room.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Taking a shot for Samuel. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On second and goal, Rodgers, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley.
And the 49ers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find...
Now Lance throws the interception, his third. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Now, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. A final shot before half for Rodgers. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And this one is incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw, it's Rodgers.
Open man left side, it's the tight end Tunyon.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Up the middle, Jones. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Samson Abukum. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
And the passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
The kick by Crosby is good, and the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. All things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone. Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. Room here to run. There he goes, left side. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6.
99 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
So he nearly took it the distance, gets him down inside the 10 for a 1st and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now because is he rewarding himself for a great run, or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Check right.
Again, it's Murray. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you're ramping.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey,
his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
and the Niners are an extra point away from capturing the lead. Extra point up and good by GaMiNg.
And that will put them on top here in the 3rd.
GaMiNg back out there now to send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Last time, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. It's Jones.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Off the option, it's Jones.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
He's got the hook up with Dobbs.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
An inside give to Jones. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Rodgers.
He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers.
A great play there. 26 yards.
And the Packers answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. But plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
And it is incomplete, so they can't convert for 2. And now the lead stays at 5. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round. They need to come up with something as they get this drive started. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Second down, here's Davis Price.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47.
110 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Here we go.
Desperation time here. Lance. And that's caught. It's Brian Edwards. And a tackle going to be made at the 38.
4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Opposite, green. 10 cycles.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Second and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
Drill 52. Drill check. Ready.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down at the 34. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down.
Here's Lance.
Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Lance looking to throw.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, this defense has been physical all game long, and it certainly looks like they're not going to back off and make things any easier. They want to keep making life miserable for the receivers all the way to the end.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Black open. Blue striker. Hey, go steal.
Lance back to throw. Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with 3rd down coming up.
Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over, so a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Now Lance.
Going to throw deep for the end zone.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker.
Rasul Douglas picks it.
And the Packers have just about sewn up this football game. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
The Packers are moving on as we say thanks for watching and so long.